Trigger the power.
All right, everybody. Hello and welcome to day 3 of the 2018 InfoComm Show. My name is Paul Richards, and I'm joined with Jason Jenkins from the DVE store.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, Jason.
It's great to be here. It's been a lot of fun.
We are live right now, so I have my YouTube chat open and potentially Facebook as well. So we're here to answer your questions. We're here with the video communications and live streaming video conferencing app. I have the HuddleCam Go here, HuddlePod Air, among a couple other things. But we've got an exciting show for you guys. In fact, we are going to have, this is the camera, right? We're going to have Wirecast on the show. We have DVE Store, which is going to show you Mimo Live and Blackmagic integration. And then we also have Phoenix Audio Technologies coming on and LiveView. So we've got 4 guests in this show. I think it's going to be awesome. Jason, you just showed us, we have a clip we're going to show, I believe, with your setup. Tell us a little bit about what you're showing today.
Basically, I'm a Mac guy, and I don't have anything against PCs. I'm just a Mac guy, and I know some of the viewers out there are Mac guys as well. So there's an application that runs on the Mac. It's Mac only. It's called Mimo Live. It's a switching, streaming, graphics, recording app.
Yeah.
So it's comparable to vMix on the PC side in functionality, but it's got PTZ Optics camera integration, so you can set up the presets. You can recall them instantly, which is of course really cool. One thing that Mimo Live does that I haven't found anything else that that does it is it controls a Blackmagic design ATEM switcher across the network, which is it's really cool to be able to do that. So you don't have to have 2 big screens open, one with your ATEM software control and another with your streaming software. You can do it all inside of Mimo Live. So it's very, very handy, very nice to be able to do that.
Do you want to play a clip? Is that possible? Let's play a clip showing everybody your setup firsthand. Hey everybody, Paul here with the 2018 InfoComm Show, joined with Jason Jenkins from the DVE store. He has a system here using Blackmagic ATEM switchers, Mimo Live, PTZ Optics, and the X keys. Am I missing anything?
No, that's great. And then my MacBook Pro, or whatever Mac you might favor. So I'll just give you a little bit of a tour. So right now I actually have it on an automated demo mode. So it's just running through presets that I have on the PTZ Optics cameras. And I'm using the Mac-based ControllerMate software to emulate keyboard shortcuts, essentially. And that software comes when you get any X keys controller. If you look down here, I'm just using this XK24 to trigger the whole sequence. And so it's just running through this demo mode for as long as I want it to, basically. Anyway, so this is the Mimo Live interface. And if you look down here, you can see that I have a layer called the ATEM controller. And so this is actually talking to the ATEM here across the network. So it allows you to actually switch the ATEM from within Mimo Live, which can come in really handy in a couple of different scenarios. One, you might want to be able to put live video out to a local screen, like say in your sanctuary at your church, and you might not want to run everything through software first because you want to reduce latency, right? So you can run your PTZ Optics cameras in via SDI into the ATEM switcher, and then run the output right out of the ATEM. So it's all hardware, low latency, so it's going to look good on your projector on your screen when you're showing things on the stage and you're seeing your projection at the same time. They're going to be closely in sync. Now, at the same time, in Mimo Live, you're bringing in the output, the program output of the ATEM switcher, so you have essentially 2 separate shows going on, your live local show and your streaming show. So you're controlling them both from within Mimo Live, and so you're adding graphics, you're playing back video clips and whatever you want for your streaming show, and at the same time you're getting a low latency output from the hardware switcher to your local audience. So it's a really cool system, great for churches, and I'm happy to help people configure complete systems and drop a schematic so they understand how everything fits together, help them get it set up and go. And as you can see here, Mimo Live also talks to the PTC Optics cameras. I've got 2 controller, one for each camera, with multiple presets set up for each camera. And then I've got just some basic keyboard shortcuts set up to recall those presets. And to dig into the automated demo a little bit more, I can go into the ControllerMate software, and you can kind of see what's happening here. It looks super complicated, and it's not quite as complex as it looks, but basically I'm running this whole sequence of events that's triggered by the X keys controller, and it's just emulating keyboard shortcuts in Mimo Live.
I would love to, like what we're doing with our Facebook Live right now.
And that's made possible by X keys and ControllerMate. So very cool stuff that all works together. The Bradenbach brothers of Boinks, that I like to call, so I like to call Oliver and Nakeem at Boink Software. They are the makers of Mimo Live. They will be integrating, so I hear, or have direct support for the X keys control surfaces sometime, hopefully in the next few months. So that's going to make it even more cool to be able to use these control surfaces with Mimo Live. And it's really nice because you can set up a surface, you can have your keys all labeled and set up at your church or other venue. And you know, I know at churches a lot of times they have volunteers that come in, and you just need to be able to have them sit down and know which buttons they need to push to perform the functions that they need to for the show. And so with X keys, it makes it really nice to be able to do that and just have a dedicated control surface. Let me show you this as well. This is part of Mimo Live. It's a web-based interface that's a control surface is what it is. So you can have it on anything that has a web browser, including an iPad. And you can go in and custom create buttons. So I've got a few here, and I can switch my ATEM by just touching this screen here. I can recall my camera presets by hitting this. And this happens, you know, you just have to be on the same Wi-Fi network. And you can control Mimo Live remotely. So that's another really cool possibility as well. So lots of cool things going on here, and it's fun to be here at InfoComm and see it all working together. And hopefully this is informative. And again, reach out to me at jason@dvestore.com if you need more information or help configuring a system.
Okay, very interesting stuff from Jason Jenkins at the DV eStore. But we're moving on to our next product line. I have with me Ryan Root from Phoenix Audio. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, this is great. I'm so happy that you're here. These are USB-based audio conferencing devices that have a lot of features. What do you want to start with, Ryan?
Well, let's start with the Smart Spider right there in your hand.
Okay, so this spider's smart. What does that make this spider?
Even smarter.
Even smarter,
Yeah,
okay.
it's got the dialing pad.
By the way, I just wanted to give a little shout out to everybody watching here. John, Joyce, Stuart, Dave, thank you all for watching. This is a audio conferencing USB-based speakerphone.
Yeah.
Can we show the back? Can they see that? So what are all these inputs and outputs?
What do we have there? All right, so we have the USB capabilities.
Very
and
nice.
also up and down link for our daisy chaining. So that's, you know, a huge feature of our Spider line. And
What
also,
does that mean?
So we can actually connect up to 15 of these units together.
Wow, and a giant daisy chain. Now, does that provide power as well, or?
It does. You need to include power to every 8 units.
Wow. That is so cool.
Yeah.
So very slick design here, and then I see this is like a, what is this? A button pad?
Yep, just a simple
They light up.
hang up, and then volume control. So, you know,
Oh,
all
nice.
of our products you'll see through the entire line is everything's really simple to use and easy to install. There's not a lot to do with it. It just works really well.
I love it.
Yeah.
I like this product. Now, this is a similar product, but different in some way.
Right.
Show me this one. What are we looking at here?
So this spider, we have two versions. We have the PSTN and the SIP.
Mm-hmm.
So each do look identical from the outside. But what you have here is you have a dialing pad that lights up right here on the front. And it also, you know, gives you those capabilities to bridge a call with your SIP line. And you know, this sits really nicely on a table.
Yeah, and that's what it's really made for, is to sit on a conference room table,
Yeah.
be there for your next conference room, and obviously so you can be heard clearly.
Right. You know, what's amazing about the Smart Spider, if we jump back to this, is that we're seeing a lot of our end users actually mounting that to the ceiling. So that's another really cool
I've
feature.
heard about that.
And we have it in white, so it just blends in perfectly to your ceiling tiles.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a cool device. So that's the two spiders, very popular products. These can daisy chain. So you can have one of these and then 5 of these.
Right.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And then what do you have right there?
In my hands right here, I have the Stingray. This is our DSP mixer.
Wow. So this is a DSP. This is a digital signal processor,
Yeah.
right? And so that means, if I look at the back of this unit here, I believe that means that we have a number of, what are those things?
So we have our 4 line and 4 mic level inputs.
Okay.
We have daisy chaining capabilities up to 15 units, and also power amplifier built in. So no need to purchase an additional power amplifier.
Oh, look at that. So this is a amplifier and a DSP, and DSP is digital signal processing. So what are you doing with the digital signal processing? What does that really mean?
So, you know, all of our, the amazing features of our DSP is that you're getting echo cancellation, you de-reverberation. We have a few others in there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it takes the microphones, I see
Right.
mic 1, 2, 3, and 4,
Mm-hmm.
plus some line inputs, which would be what? So microphones are microphones.
Yeah.
What are the line inputs?
Well, the manufacturer typically tells you if they are or they aren't.
I see. So
Yeah.
you're talking about pieces of audio that are sent from a computer or something.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. And then control, and I'm guessing that's for some type of Crestron control.
Control. Yes.
And then analog.
Mm-hmm.
And you can daisy chain more than one of these together.
Yeah.
Now I see you have an Ethernet port, and I remember that means you can connect it onto your network and have a iPad app or something. of that
Exactly.
nature?
Yeah. So that gives you the ability to get it on the network. Also, you know, actually, the most amazing thing about this Stingray is that there's no programming really involved. The only thing you're going to do is you jump on the web GUI right when you plug it in, and you adjust mic sensitivity levels, and that's it. You know, no
Very
2
nice.
years of certification in order to use this product. I'm the marketing guy. I could plug this in and install it myself. So that says enough to the
Wow.
product. If not, you know, also
Very
another
nice.
thing I'd like to mention is we have an amazing app that works directly with that on the network.
Mhm.
So this is our Phoenix Connect app.
Well, let me show that off. The
And this
Phoenix
is-
Connect app. Look
You know,
at
so
that.
you're right there in the office, connected to the network on your phone, on the tablet that's on the table dedicated to the conference room. Either, or you can also have a PC or a Mac OS device, and you're always connected to your Stingray to dial in and make those calls.
Wow,
Yeah.
very interesting. So the last device you have here that you brought to me, this is like the samurai sword. It's like
Yeah.
a zoom out mic. Cha cha
The rain stick.
cha cha.
Yeah.
Rain stick.
Right.
So I've seen one of these things in action,
Yeah.
and the thing that I thought was really cool about it was the lights.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a ton of lights, so that must mean this thing has a good amount of microphones on there.
It does. It has 15 microphones.
Wow.
And what you're referring to is our beamforming technology. So, you know, Paul, if you're on this other side of the room and you're speaking, these lights over here on this side, they're going to light up. If I'm speaking, it's going to pull my voice from here. And our DSP does a great job of mixing that, knowing who's talking, never cutting anyone off, and just producing that high quality, high clarity sound.
Well, hi Kyle, hi Mike, hi Bridget Lynn, hi Dave. It's wanted to say hi to everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Let's take a look at the back. Now here's where all the inputs are.
Right.
So we're looking at an Ethernet. Does that mean you also have a connector on there?
Yeah, so our Phoenix Connect app also works with this this Condor here. So again, you can control, you can dial directly to it just by connecting this to your phone service provider through SIP, and connecting it to the app or the dedicated tablet device in your conference room. It does a great job of controlling it that way.
And then it's a speaker in and a speaker out. What is that for?
Yeah, so we recommend, since this is the DSP, to connect to if you choose to use a sound bar, to let the sound bar run through our DSP.
Oh, yes.
To optimize your
the reference signal.
Exactly.
Very interesting product. Now I'm seeing these two little legs here.
Yeah.
But that can't be the way most people are installing this.
Well, I've
They're
seen
hooks
it.
or something?
I've seen it pretty often happen.
Really, just on a credenza?
Yeah, and I was in London a couple weeks ago, and one of our end users actually takes this from room to room.
Oh.
So he doesn't want to mount it on the wall, but most commonly you're going to see this Condor mounted above or below a monitor, and it's staying there for a while.
Yeah.
But
in which case there are, I think, wall-mounted hooks.
Exactly. Yeah. So we have those as accessories that are available for this product.
So they don't come with it.
They do not, I don't believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is, I can see those microphones. I mean, they're just really in there, and they have these little indication lights to show what it does. So thank you so much for stopping by, Ryan.
Thanks for having me.
This is great. Thank you for bringing the products along because we have to really show them to everybody. Our next guest is Wirecast. Wirecast is here to talk about the new pan tilt zoom integrations and what they've been seeing at their booth at InfoComm. Are there anything else we missed?
Well, I'd just like to refer people to our website. That's phnxaudio.com, so you can learn more about our products. And follow us on social media.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it.
All right. Just give your microphone to Greg. So here we are, 2 interviews in. We're going for interview number 3, and don't go anywhere because we have a 4th interview coming. This is my new sword now. Don't take this back. I need this.
Which side do you want?
Camera 1, camera 2. Good thing you make these things strong. I mean, this is literally like metal. It's like cold. Wow, look at this thing. It's like I wouldn't want to be like do a karate chop on that.
Or is it okay there?
But if I was really strong, I could probably bend it.
For sure.
Come on, Ryan, you can do it. You're stronger than me. Microphones. Come on, Greg. Let's go on.
Right.
Microphones are gonna be popping out eyeballs if I pull this thing. All right, here, Ryan. Take it away before I destroy it. All right. Thanks for stopping by. So we have Greg Kulaga. Greg, thank you for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me.
I have some questions for you already. How long have you been with Wirecast or Telestream?
Telestream? I've been with Telestream about 2 years now.
2 years.
2.5 years.
Yeah, because I remember, I thought it was longer than that because I remember you were here with us last InfoComm. Okay, so that was
Last time it was in Vegas.
Two InfoComms
2 years ago, yeah.
2 years ago, you were here, and that was the launch of Wirecast gear.
That's right, yeah.
It was like the prototype of the Wirecast gear.
We were in your booth showing it off.
Yeah. That was the first time we met. So you've been with the company for 2 years, and it's interesting to see how far you've come with the Wirecast gear. What has been the journey of the Wirecast gear?
Well, so gear came out, actually when we were here with you, it was before it was actually on the market yet. We were kind of
showing it off.
Showing kind of pre-release, yep. So it came out fall 2016, and we've been developing it, making it better since then. I think we were on version 7 at that point. We're on version 9 now. So there's a lot more you can do with it now. We have PTZ controls.
Yes.
We just built that in, did a nice collaboration with you guys on that. Customers are loving that. We're showing that off here. So one of the neat things is that they're able to set different presets for their PTZ optics cameras. We support VSCA control over IP. So you can set a certain shot, kind of get it ready for people to see. So you can have a few different camera angles, and it makes it really easy to have a skeleton crew out there.
Yes.
You don't need multiple camera operators. You can just set several different presets. And
well, that's what I wanted
go
to
from the
ask you
camera.
about. I know a lot of you out there in our audience have been using this type of technology, but essentially many people in our audience are using live streaming systems and video conferencing and collaboration solutions out there. And the more that we can integrate the controls into the software that they're using, it just makes our job so much easier. You know, I remember being blown away at the first time I saw a full live streaming piece of software that could fully manage and control the cameras. It really, wait, don't bend it too much. Just,
Sorry.
I think that's good. Don't
that
worry
all right?
about it too much. All right. So, wow, dude. It's okay.
Sorry.
Just let's just not bend it or anything. Mike's like over here, like, can you move it? He doesn't know what you're talking about. Anyway, so I wanted to ask you about what you've been hearing about at this show. What are people talking about? CNBC, I know you were mentioning. What are people talking about? What are their reactions to this new capability?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people really want that remote production capability where they can kind of just control things. Some people even want to remote into the computer to control it from another location.
Wow.
And we're looking into adding more functionality in that regard, being able to run Wirecast from the cloud.
Yes.
That's a big thing. A lot of people are inquiring about 4K, which live streaming is not quite there yet. Most
They're
networks,
asking about
computers can't really handle that, but that's certainly on the horizon. And you know, we're always looking for new ways to improve our product and support those types of things. Yeah.
Great. Well, I'm so glad you came over to the booth to check this out, and we've been having you guys on the show and at our booth here for years now, and people just love the product. I have to say that the way that you built the pan tilt zoom has really, you know, some of the features in there I haven't seen in any other software. And I was like, how did you guys do that? Because I don't even know how you did it. But some of the features that are just so simplistic is like the ability to see a picture of where you want the camera to go, click it, and it goes there. And from somebody who is used to Wirecast but not used to controlling multiple cameras, I don't see how it could get much easier.
No, it really can't. And you know, we now have an integration with X-Keys as well. They've actually created their X-Keys 128. They've mapped that out.
Do you want to see me grab that?
Yeah, do you have one?
Yeah, I have one right here.
That's great.
Oh, my microphone. I have one right over here, and I figured why not show it to the audience. Let's show this off really quickly because this is something that I think, and I've said this before on the show, but this helped me understand Wirecast, and I feel like it's kind of like a textbook to Wirecast. Like if you understand why these buttons are here, then you understand how to use Wirecast.
Yeah, so all the buttons are mapped out to the 5 master layers of Wirecast. So you've got your foreground elements kind of at the top here, and you can switch between each one of your shots. These are all corresponding with as you add new shots into Wirecast. So you can add your kind of branding bugs and lower thirds on the first and second layer, primary video sources on that third layer. And typically if you're doing any kind of chroma keying, your backgrounds would be on the 4th layer so that they can show through the transparency, and then audio on that 5th layer. But yeah, we've got buttons that correspond to all the major features in Wirecast. You can hit the rendezvous button if you want to bring in some remote guests. We've got an audio mixer right within the software that you can trigger from the X-Keys. You can start your stream, start your record right from it. We also have the replay functionality that's right over here, and then you've got kind of some transition options, fade to black, and actually take shots live, pull up an NDI source. It's all right there, and very minimal setup. You just have to go into the preferences in Wirecast and say that I've got one of these plugged in and I want to use it.
Yeah, I love that. You know, you're saving people hours of time by doing that, and I think that that's great.
Used to require going in and setting up all kinds of keyboard shortcuts that correspond with every single button, so a lot easier now. Well,
congratulations on that. I know that's one of the big new 9.1 features is the X-Key support, the PTZ optics support. What great additions to the software.
Yeah, and we've got a few more tricks coming out later in the summer.
Ooh.
Some live captioning, as well as restreaming. So keep an eye out for that. Wirecast 10 is just around the corner.
Oh my gosh. So you foreshadowed all you Wirecast users out there. You heard it here first. We got some captioning and live captioning.
Mm-hmm.
You want to expand on that at all?
Sure, yeah. It's going to be automated speech-to-text, powered by IBM Watson.
Oh my.
Yep.
You have to pay for IBM Watson?
You do, yeah. There will be some costs involved there. But we're really excited to help support the types of workflows where, education, government, where they have to caption or they're going to get sued.
Yeah.
So we don't want our users to get sued. And
So does the restreaming tie into that in any way, where you could stream a captioned version and a non-captioned version or something like that?
Well, it's a little bit difficult for me to exactly talk about
some of the new features,
the implementation yet, because I haven't seen it yet. We're getting close to a beta. We'll have a public beta that's available from our website, so if people want to keep checking there, if you go into our forum, we have a Wirecast Insiders section there that's publicly available. Beta should be up in, we hope, the next couple weeks.
Wow, a public beta of 10 in a couple weeks?
Yeah.
Woo! Wow, well, you heard it here first, folks. Greg Kulaga from Telestream telling us about Wirecast 10. I didn't even know. I mean, you just released Wirecast 9.
I know.
Wow, things are moving fast over there.
We're trying.
That is really cool stuff. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And next, stay tuned, guys, because we've got George from LiveView coming in, and I've got some really interesting questions and topics to talk about him. So thanks, Greg.
Thank you.
Here, I'll take the microphone.
All right.
All right, guys. George from LiveView's coming over, and I'm just going to try to unbend this. I don't think we need it that bent. Come on, George. There we go. Good. How are you?
Good. Nice to see you.
Let's put this on. This goes right over your ear.
Yep.
Mind putting this up by the Wirecast? Thank you. All right, let's do it. And here we are, folks, with George from LiveView. I'll do it for you.
You got that, okay.
There you go. All right, there.
Yeah.
So, George, how long have you been with LiveView?
I've been with LiveView just over 2 years now.
Wow, and tell me, do you have a LiveView Solo here?
I do.
Let me
Hidden,
see
tucked
this
away.
thing. This is like
The
my
brand
favorite.
new one, the new HDMI model.
What?
Yes.
Look at this beauty. This is like my favorite live streaming toy. I have come to love this thing like I couldn't believe. And we've also got the LU600 we can show as well on this live show. How long have you been with LiveView?
Just 2.5 years. Just
So
about
you said
2.5
that,
years, yeah.
And so let's talk about this LiveView first.
Yep.
Then we'll talk about the LU600. And I also want to cover a question I've been getting a lot, which is your network solutions, freelancers. Everyone's so excited about that.
Sure.
So let's zoom in on this, Mike. Let's give everybody a nice, good look at this baby. I'm seeing on here, obviously, a touchscreen interface.
Yep, absolutely.
Or not a touchscreen, but a screen.
Well, a screen, yeah. It's a preview screen where you can actually configure the unit, set it up, look at your modems. It actually gives you a nice preview of the image on the output side. And this, again, is our LiveView Solo HDMI, brand new unit to the market, under $1,000. Has Wi-Fi plus Ethernet connectivity. Supports 2 USB modems for bonded cellular connectivity as well, DC power, and has an onboard built-in battery charger or built-in battery that lasts about 3 hours.
So I'm seeing here the Ethernet.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi is built in.
Absolutely, yep.
That is for one of the USB
modems. Yep.
Modems.
And then on the other side, you've got another port for one right there, right above the HDMI port.
Beautiful. And then what is that little audio port for?
That is disabled.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is
not
working at this time.
This screen is very simple, and I've used it before. Once it's on, you literally click that button, and it starts streaming. Can this thing turn on?
It can turn on.
Let's do it.
There you go.
So it loads up.
Yep, it'll load up, and then it'll present itself with the basic screen, which will show you if you have the camera plugged into the HDMI port. It'll show you the camera input coming in, so it's almost like a preview screen, if you will. And it says, there's your little Go Solo splash screen. And it'll also let you configure things and look at your modems. It'll let you connect through the interface to the Wi-Fi and select the Wi-Fi that you want to get on if you want to. So it's very easy to use, as you mentioned.
Super popular. It's got a little belt clip on it, so we can just clip it to our belt and go live super quickly and easily.
Yeah,
I love the
absolutely.
belt clip.
And you also have an option though to get a cold shoe mount. So if you want to mount it to the top of a DSLR camera or a professional higher end camera, you can just slide it on in a cold shoe mount. And this is the HDMI model, the new one, as I mentioned, and we also have the HDMI SDI model. So you could do both inputs if you have a higher end camera or want to do something with SDI.
So I've been having so much fun with this. It totally opened my eyes to what's possible with professional live streaming. Although I know that this streams to one location only.
It does.
Is that true?
It's one-to-one, right? And we also have our partnership with Switchboard Live, which is one of our API integration partners, which will allow you to actually stream up to 3 destinations for free. So if you wanted to go to multiple places.
3 for free?
That's right, 3 for free. And then they have a higher end packages where you pay for and you can go to more destinations simultaneously as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was 3 for free because I know 3 is usually built into some of the other softwares. So let's take a look at your LU600.
Yes.
Right.
The big one.
Big bad boy here.
Yeah.
Now this one is much bigger.
Yep.
But it's still same type of wireless thought process here.
Yeah, the nice thing about LiveView is all of our products have the same general underlying technology in them. So we have the LRT, which is our LiveView Reliable Transport, which really it's all about for us. It's the bonded cellular. It's getting a signal home reliably from wherever you are, whether it's our entry-level solo unit or this high-end LiveView LU600 with HEVC that you're holding in your hand right now. This unit has 6 modems built into it to do bonded cellular. It also supports Wi-Fi. It also supports Ethernet. This one has SDI and HDMI built in, a capacitive touchscreen interface. This unit has IFB, video return. It has many, many higher end features. This is our #1 selling unit in the broadcast space. About 65% of all the live shots you see on network television today come from this type of pack right here. It does HEVC, so H.265, which saves about 50% on your bandwidth, and it actually records in H.264, which is really great because when you want to edit your pieces or maybe cut down pieces that you've been streaming or saving, you can edit them with a nonlinear editing system like Adobe or Avid or what have you.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now, product's amazing. I've used it. It saves us here at the trade show, allowing us to not have to worry about the shoddy internet they provide us, but also when I'm just running, gunning, changing up the game here with this. And then also a lot of broadcasters I know have these as a backup. Maybe the venue says that they have internet and it goes down and the stream must go on. This is in your bag and it's ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a big, huge thing. And you mentioned earlier about the freelancers using these, and almost every network in North America has a LiveView server, and this will send a signal to the server. And what's really popular is the freelancers in all the major markets will have a LiveView pack, and they'll be able to stream back to, let's say, the Today Show or any of the networks that maybe need a feed from anywhere, any disaster area or any breaking news scenario, and they have a LiveView pack and they can just take the shot, send it to the network because they already have the server there, and the network server catches that feed and catches that stream from the field unit, the LU600, and takes it right to air. So saves a lot of time, and this freelancer group that we have throughout the US and North America is really significant and growing every day.
Yeah, no, and that was one of the most interesting things is if you're a freelancer out there, potentially, having a LiveView solo is a moneymaker for you because you now have access to sending a feed. Now, it's not just a freelancer network. There's also, you can go onto this platform and tell people what you're going to be doing and get a job or let people know. How does it work exactly?
Well, you can sign up and basically you can join into the freelancer community, if you will, or AP, if you will, and it has the ability to you can connect with the different networks and connect with different people that are out there looking to hire freelancers, and it's on the higher end units, not on the solo, but on the higher end units that are going to send the signal to the server. So it's a great way to get out there and get established, and if you're not already doing freelance work, but most of our freelancers that are using the gear are already established and are already working with networks and are out there using it today. So
yeah, we are live streaming a fashion show, but we are also doing some local community work. We had a solo at the time, but I was told, hey, that's a pretty interesting topic. You guys have relationships with all of the television stations.
Yep.
Let's reach out to them and see if they'd like to receive a feed. Now, of course, we're streaming to Facebook and YouTube, but to extend your reach to a local television network is a great thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And the ability to do a brand, or ability to maybe send a shout out of to get on a network and promote your brand, promote your event is really beneficial.
Yeah, totally. And it all happens because of a product like this, which is making the connections between the freelancers, the startups, the mobile broadcasters, and the big networks, making everyone's lives easier.
Yeah, absolutely is. And also, too, at the show, we're having a really exciting time because we're at the Sling Studio booth.
Yes.
So we're showing a really cool product there with our connection to do the bonded cellular to their multi-cam editing, or not editing system, but switching system, right? And then we also just recently announced our new Solo graphics. So on top of what we're doing with the new HDMI Solo and everything that's nice about this product, and that, we have the add-on now of the Solo graphics package, where you could do real-time cloud-based graphics, adding logos, lower thirds, bugs, and things like that, where traditionally you used to have a full-blown editing system or full-blown switching system in an environment just to do simple things like putting your lower third on or putting a bug in the environment. Now you can do it in the cloud.
Wow.
So it's really amazing what the technology is changing and how we're changing it.
Has that been released yet, or is it?
It has, yeah. We released it just about, I think just about a month ago at Streaming Media East. So it's available now. You can get it, and actually 30-day free trial. And it's pretty phenomenal. So you can get it added on to your Solo package, and we have 2 levels, basic and advanced. So basic level has some pre-built templates that you can select from, which still allow you to bring in your logo, still allow you to do some customization, and an advanced level where you can actually do much more customization. The advanced level has more sports-oriented themes, higher-end themes like the sports clock and things like that, where you'll have the scores and things of that nature. So more advanced features, if you will. So we kind of go and allow different types of users who have different skill sets to add on to the Solo and do a little bit more production than they could in the past.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very interested. I'd love to have Claudia or maybe you on the show to show everyone what that is.
Oh my gosh, you got to have Claudia. She loves doing it. She her, Dan Pizarski, our VP of Engineering, or I'll love to come back and do it myself, but Claudia's great at it as well, as you know.
Yes. Well, so guys, look for that. I want to have LiveView on again because that's something that we can't show here, but would really deserve digging into that portion of it.
Absolutely. You got to see it. You'll love it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on, George.
Yeah, great. Appreciate it.
I really appreciate it. Yeah, I want to share a booth.
I want to share a booth with you too. Yes, come on, we'll do that.
So much fun. Thank you for coming out.
Absolutely.
That's
really
our show, folks. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, let us know. It looks like there is one quick question from Bridget, and she's saying, I've seen the LiveView in action with Laria Petrucci of the Live Streaming Pros. Totally love what it does. Their exchange rate is horrible where they are, though, to the US dollar. But she's happy to recommend it to larger networks. Hi, Ken. Thanks for watching, everybody. That's our show. We'll see you around next InfoComm. Bye. So, George, I want to give this back to you since we're done.